Once upon a time, there was a cross, tight-fisted old skinflint whose name was Ebenezer Scrooge. He did not even smile on Christmas Eve when his nephew Fred came by to call out warmly,
"Merry Christmas, Uncle!"
Bah, bah, and humbug.
But Fred only laughed, and Scrooge turned to shout at poor Bob Cratchit, who worked so hard at keeping his books.
You'll want all day off tomorrow, I suppose? If quite convenient, sir. No, it's not convenient, and it's not fair. You'll be here all the earlier the next morning.
Well, what happens next is such a story as nobody ever heard before. That night, after old Scrooge had gone home, the spirit of Christmas past appeared and took him to see all the happy Christmases of his past. There was nothing humbug about those, but how completely Scrooge had forgotten them. Then the spirit of Christmas present came along, and old Scrooge wriggled with shame. He saw his jolly nephew Fred saying nice things about him, mean as he had been. Then he saw the shabby home of his bookkeeper, poor little Bob Cratchit. But there was Mrs. Cratchit looking happy and pleasant as she and Belinda set the table. Peter, who was peeling the potatoes, shouted merrily when Martha and the two smaller Cratchits came in.
"Here they come, Mother!"
Yes, dear, but oh dear, what's ever got into your precious father? And your brother Tiny Tim?
"Here's Father coming now!"
And in came Bob Cratchit with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder. Poor, crippled Tiny Tim. He carried a little crutch, but oh, how joyously he smiled. When the dinner was over, Bob Cratchit made a lovely speech.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone. And Tiny Tim waved his little crutch feebly. Old Scrooge watched and whispered anxiously,
Tell me, spirit of Christmas present, will Tiny Tim live?
Unless the shadows of the future be changed, the child will not live.
No, no, kind spirit, tell me 'tis not too late. Let me change all this by living a better life. I'll honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year.
And suddenly, Scrooge awoke from his vision. Yes, it was only Christmas morning. When he heard the bells, he shouted,
A Merry Christmas to everybody! A Happy New Year to the whole world!
And old Ebenezer Scrooge spent Christmas Day with his nephew Fred. He raised Bob Cratchit's salary. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. It was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. May that truly be said of us. So Merry Christmas to you all, and God bless you, everyone.